Mr. Nadeau. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good morning, Minister, and Mr. Discerny. This is very disturbing, the situation in which we find ourselves with respect to the census. Now, first of all, the Conservatives have administered the census under the Progressive Conservatives, under Mr. Mulroney. The same parameters as is the case right now were in place. Now, first of all, I'd like to say no one has ever been sent to jail. And second, why didn't you just take this part about being jailed away without mentioning it? When you stick to this kind of argument, it's extremely troubling. Now, the other aspect is that scientists and experts who make their living basing their studies on statistics have clearly said that if there is a voluntary census instead of a mandatory one, they wouldn't get the same scientific results. Now, I'm not the one who's saying this. It's people with PhDs who are saying it. Now, there is perhaps the political will not to scare citizens, but 95% of people who get the census, who get the long-form census, there's a great many of them who fill it out. So you're creating a psychosis. You're creating a false problem. When we moved from absolute monarchies to democracies in the modern era, we've already made this transfer from absolute monarchies to democracies, and I think we should stay there. We should stay with democracies. I think we should help citizens to fight poverty, to strike the right approaches in terms of health, to help citizens in every way possible. So we need statistics which are very useful for the state in order to support the people. But here we are, Minister, in a situation where you want to take the gamble. You're running the risk that we will have fewer data, and that experts will have less sound results. And this means that we won't be able to provide the same service to citizens. In the city of Gatineau, we have stood against this approach. Various institutions and organizations have taken a stand against your decision, and all kinds of parliamentary groups and citizens' representatives have spoken out against this. This is a mountain of opinion compared to what you put before us. I think that you should to accept that you took the wrong approach and to change your approach in the light of what has been said by people who know about this area. Well, as I've already said, we're looking to strike a fair balance between the needs of users of the data and the burden put on citizens. And as I said already earlier today, and as I've said in the past, it's clear that there is a challenge respecting the quality of data if we replace a mandatory census by a voluntary one. And this is why we asked StatsCan for their advice, for their option on how we should structure the national census in order to attenuate the risk. And this is why we decided that there would be the option of increasing the number of households that the census would be sent to. It would be 1 in 3 households. It would be 33% rather than 20%. Thank you. Now